Now normally on this channel we repair cars. Today I've got to repair a thorn in my side. You hear that noise business right there? This is the automatic contactor switch for the AC compressor. It's a pressure switch. So when pressure in the tank falls, that switch will kick on, fire up the motor. The motor runs the pump, the compressor pump, which then recharges the air inside of the compressor unit. This regulator switch has a leak, so it will only hold pressure when it's down to like 80 psi. Like it'll leak until it bleeds down. Then it'll kick back on, pump the thing back up, then it starts to leak again. So this compressor is leaking effectively all day long, and the motor's running hot because it never seems to want to shut off. Yeah, that's super hot to the touch right there. This is the actual engine of the compressor. That's the motor of the compressor. The motor turns the engine pulls in the air through the filter, sends it into the tank. So today, what we need to do is get rid of this unit and install the new one. Now, we'll be working on electrical. We have 240 volts there, so I need to kill the power to that. I don't know which one it is. I just had a box put in, it's not labeled. It's supposed to be labeled as per code. Power runs over here, down that line, through here, to this disconnect. There we go. It's like an air conditioner. There. Okay. Well, there's our power wires. I guess we didn't need that one. Okay, dokes. So we're gonna leave that alone. So now we are electronically disconnected. We will check that with a meter just to make sure we're safe, and we're gonna go ahead and start taking this thing down, get it apart, and then hopefully we can swap it out with that new unit without any issues here. So stay tuned. This is gonna be a very good repair video. So whether you're working on planes, trains, motorcycles, bicycles, or automobiles, the rules of physics still apply. Now, seeing as how we have to disconnect that switch and remove it from the pressure vessel, we have to remove the pressure from the vessel. So I'm gonna come down here to the little bleed valve, see if I can't get it open by hand. Nope, I need some pliers. We're gonna open up the bleed valve, dump all the water and the air out of this tank, and then we are free to remove things on the pressure side. We need pliers, says I. I use the snappy snap-ons. Okay. Monday maintenance is what we got here. Why is that so tight? Come out. There we go. It has now become loose. Watch this. There's O-ring seal in there. We're gonna get some water. That's all the water that settles at the bottom of the tank. And then after the water's pushed out, we'll get a bunch of air to blast the water in our face and make a mess. So we'll hang out here, maybe back up some, get out of the way, see how much water's in this thing. It's coming at me like the blob. Look at it go. Okay, so while that continues to drain out, we'll come over here and start disassembling this little switch unit right here. We've got a cover on the front of it. There should be a contactor inside and a couple electrical connectors. So this is our pressure regulating spring right there. See that guy? If we were to turn this, it's going to change the pressure of that spring. Yeah. So we tighten it up, and it's going to ask for more pressure before this thing shuts down. If we loosen it, that's how we lower the regulated pressure in the compressor before this thing shuts down. And the issue is we're leaking inside of this valve right here. I think we're running out of water. Yep. Just spewing some air. Let's go ahead and speed it up. Alright, we'll let that go for a minute. Loud noises. Come on out, Dodge boy. Very good. Dodges have two-piece dualies. They do not have a bed, or they didn't used to. Didn't used to have a bed that had dually flares built into it. They added these to the side of the regular bed. Fun fact about Dodges. That looks good on you. Yep, you should buy it. You know, it's a weird feeling when something that you purchase new fails or requires some level of maintenance. It's like everything needs some TLC and needs a refresher every now and then. And all that this thing was ever guilty of doing was doing its job. So what we're doing here, this is the circuit that runs into the primary electrical box for the compressor. That's where the power goes into it. This is just a circuit interrupter. It's a switch to turn the compressor on or off. That's all it really is, and it uses air pressure to do its interrupting. So we've got 3 contacts in here, ground, and then the 2 hots. So what we're gonna do is get that ground disconnected. That's for safety. There's one side hot. Now we're gonna do the finger test, make sure it's actually disconnected. There we go. Kidding, that's not the right way to do it. I am fully well aware that power is disconnected because of that disconnect box. Those look good. Okay, we'll pull this guy through. Goodbye. Get rid of you. And then this thing, I might have to cut this hose off. This is the pressure feedback hose. This is how the switch knows what the pressure is inside of the tank. I should just push this collar up or down and it slides out, but that one doesn't want to go. The little blue collar right there is what locks onto it. It may not come out. Yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna come out. That's fine, we'll cut it off in a second. Time for some snippy side snips. Ping, cut that guy off. Okay, now our new replacement unit does not have the pressure relief valve right here. That's a spring-loaded valve. When pressure reaches too high, it'll pop that valve off and this thing will pop outwards and that'll start to dump pressure from inside of the tank. And then of course we've got our gauge, pressure gauge right here. So let's get that gauge removed. There's gonna be a wrench. Just get behind it. There's a square flat on the back of it. Just rotate it, turn it right out. Ooh, I need to locate some Teflon tape. You know that white tape for threads? You got 10,000 rolls of it, but you can never find any when you need it. We're gonna need some. So there's our pressure gauge. The relief valve will be next. That's getting reused. Down there and crack it loose. Yep, there's the spring. See it in there? When we fire this thing back up and I get this charged, I'll show you, I'll demonstrate the pressure relief valve in action because you can pull it out when it's on the edge of opening up. You can pull it out and encourage it and test it for its functionability. So anyway, we're mostly disconnected here. We need to get a hold of the body of the unit and try to get it loose off of that piping right there. I want the pipe to stay in the compressor and I want this thing to come off. So I think we're gonna need like a 24 or 22. So I'm not really sure how to say this, so I'm gonna say it. But this is the first video that I've recorded in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I had myself a bit of an internet crash out on the topic because of what I witnessed afterwards in the online communities. And I made a live stream the other day, kind of spilling the beans and coming out of the political closet, so to speak. Because I had realized that I was being a hypocrite by pandering to the fear of the closed-minded. And I decided after Charlie's death that enough was enough and I had some things to say, so I said them. I caught a lot of backlash for it, and I said on the live stream I don't care about the backlash because I was doing what I felt was right. And I want to thank you guys for the overwhelming level of support that happened during that maneuver, because that was remarkably risky for myself and my family and my business and my employees and my career and my own personal safety, for that matter, given the state of affairs of things. And I don't regret any bit of it. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who encouraged the behavior and supported the message. I appreciate that in ways you don't know, because it is officially now timed to stand against that behavior, in my opinion. I've got kids, and there's an ideology out there that hates my children. They hate me for the way I want to raise them, and I won't stand by idly and watch the world corrupt the youth of this nation. As long as I've got a voice, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's get this unit in the vise here. I need to get that pipe back. Lock that down. And what that means is that we shall move forward and we trudge on, and we were reminded of the importance of our convictions and our morals and how important they are, especially now more than ever. We need to clean this thing up. Bench grinder. Pro tip, when bench grindering things, don't hold it with your hand, because it'll grab a hold of your work and yank it into the grinder. And if your fingers are in there, it'll yank your finger in, and that would be bad. So always use a tool. We're not invincible. Laura, is that you? I can see in my peripherals. Lauren. She left. I saw her and then she left. Whoa, you see that? It'll get you. Powering down. Nice and shiny-ish. Okay, I found the elusive creature that is the white Teflon tape. It's a little loud around here, sorry, we got a Jeep. That does not sound like a normal Jeep. Oh no! Oh, I just dropped the Teflon tape. That's not great. Yes, the only one that I have found, and I've got 50,000 of these. Now, I am incapable of threading Teflon tape onto threads the right way. For some reason, my brain flip-flops during the action, and I always get it wrong. So let me try this one more time, see if we're gonna do this right. So I turn it that way. That means the edge of the tape, it's awfully loud in here, edge of the tape is here. So if I go to screw this in, okay, that's correct. Let's try it again this way. Flip it around. I just got it right my first try. All right. Now this is apparently not a sealant, it's a lubricant more than a sealant. That's what they say. But if you install something without it, it'll probably leak. So I would also classify it as a sealant. So on our new switch, how does this work? Off and on, okay. So this guy, we're gonna have to mount the switch inverted, I think. Other way, it's gonna go right here. Screw that thing in. And then we'll take it over to the actual tank. We'll screw the unit in right there. Let's move this power wire. Begin threading now, please. I meant to do that. Totally. Okay. It's been a minute. I forgot what I was saying earlier when I cut scene. Somewhat unfortunate. I was talking about doing the right thing, right? A little bit of righteousness, some personal sacrifice, opposing forces of evil, that kind of deal. Is that where I left off? I think. That actually feels about pretty good. Now, more pliers. One more turn. We're gonna do one more. Yeah, that's right. I was talking about all things that are good and decent, and I was using that to segue into the backlash that has followed after that live stream I made the other day. I'll leave a link to it up here in this corner if you guys want to see my attempted career suicide here on YouTube. But I've gotten a lot of backlash, some of it very well worded and concerned, because people were like, Ray, I didn't know you were full of hate. I didn't know you hated minorities, and I didn't know you hated gay people, and I didn't know you hated everybody who wasn't a white nationalist Christian. That's what they were saying to me. And some of these emails were very well worded, and I understand kind of where you're coming from. I realize what you're saying, but I'm here to say right now that you and I both know I'm not that person, and I don't hate groups of people, and I don't hate black people or Mexican people or Asian people. I don't hate gay people. I don't even hate people that hate me, because we are required to love our enemies, for they know not what they do. Isn't that about right? That's how we do. We don't judge and we don't hate. But people think that I carried hate because I believe that the ideology has programmed people to be so close-minded and one-sided that when they experience an idea that does not directly apply to them, they reject the idea as if it's an attack on their entire worldview and core belief system. And that's how people see the murder of Charlie, as an attack on the core values and the core belief system that built this country, like family, devotion, dedication, honesty, being a good person, caring for others more than you care for yourself. That's the message that I support. I don't support bigotry and hatred and anything like that. And when you use those words and those phrases so much, they lose their value, their true value in your meeting, because you're labeling things that do not belong in that category. You're labeling them as part of that category, and you take away the power of that word by overusing it. There's better words to use to describe how we feel. Calling people a Nazi is not an effective way to win an argument or a discussion, or to realize a different point of view. You can't call names. It's not how that works. I probably should have figured out these electrical connections first. I'll figure it out though, no worries. No. So we're screwed in. There's no regulator. There's no temperature, or I'm sorry, pressure gauge connected just yet. That was a little loud. So I think that's awfully short. That's a short wire right there. I really wish I could just put it in right through here like the last one. That would be splendid if I could pull that off. Well, I have no choice. I have no choice but to enlist you as my flashlight.
I don't know if I can figure out a flashlight.
Oh, you push the button.
Sure, I did push the button.
It's my Olight. You push the button and then you turn the knob.
Oh, that's right.
And it dials. It's super bright. Yeah, and it dials the intensity up and down, like so. Available at raymanauto.com. Yeah, shameless self-promotion. You like that? It's like, will you be a sweetheart and hold this camera here for me?
Yes.
Here, if you hold the camera in one hand, hold flashlight with the other hand, and then we can see what we're trying to see. So I was thinking of drilling a hole through this and then using the same mounting system as that other unit. Clearly this one's built a little cheaper. I'm probably not going to do that. Seems like a lot of effort for a little reward, so we're just going to wire this up with the provisions provided to us, because we play with the toys that the gods give us. Odysseus, king of Ithaca, said that. I mean, I'm paraphrasing slightly, but that's pretty much the gist of it. This is not clamping down on this wire here, it's just clamping it down so it doesn't vibrate everywhere. There's not enough space in there for it to move. So anyway, we've got the line side and then the load side. Line is going to be your hot, and then load is going to be your power, and I think that was the order they came off in on the other one. It probably doesn't matter that much because it is just a circuit interrupting switch.
It's a little tricky trying to get this flashlight and the camera in correct spots without casting a shadow.
I know, you gotta coordinate. There we go. What have I done? I don't know if those two are bussed together, so I need to do the black one first. Ding. Does that come out? Yeah, that's what I want. That's in. Get rid of you, that one's out. Okay. Click. We're wired up. Good to go. Okay, with some fresh Teflons on our relief valve, we can put that back right where she goes. Screw that in. We make it tightish so it does not leak. Put the dot at the top because I like that way. There we go. Clickage. And lastly, we'll get the gauge. New tape on the gauge threads. We put that guy right there. See the square flat behind it? That's for wrenching on it. Because we may not wrench on it. Where's my wrench? No, 17. I guess the 18 works. Sure, why not? It's not the wrong tool if it works, right? Right. You're like, sure.
Sure.
Hey, there's the wrench. I found it.
Oh, I was
You were standing on it. Uh-oh, it's not straight. Come on, a little more, a little more. I'm running out of space in here for my wrench. Click. That'll do, donkey. I just made it worse. Okay. I think we're ready to rock and roll here. Let's see what happens. Let it come up and let's watch it shut down when it reaches pressure. Then we can regulate it with the valve. All right, we're 150 right now. Let's go ahead and run it down. Okay, 155. Let's do another half turn. We'll take that. That's our pressure relief valve. Again, that's how that works. It's got a lot of pressure behind it and it doesn't take much to make it pop off. So if this thing gets too high, there's always a manual safety override. That way, if this were to fail in the run position, it won't just make this motor run and pump and pump and pump and pump until it eats the pump alive or blows the tank up. It kills people because we don't want to kill people. That's bad. So I believe this is about finito. What we need to do now is get the cover in position. That's going to go like so. That's the drive for the actual little switch. See that guy right there? That's the actual switch. Off and auto. I think that's correct. Yes, this is inverted. I don't really care for it, but it was a design change. Same part number, but now this one sits inverted. I could have spun it around, but I didn't have enough hose here to reach, so that's how it's gonna be. Alrighty folks, the thorn in my side maintenance project has been completed. This is the repair checked off for the day. So that being said, I have nothing more to offer you on this particular video. In conclusion, I will triple down on my statements that I made against hatred and violence, especially political violence. I still do declare the reaction of the general public after Charlie's assassination to be the most abhorrent thing I've ever seen. come out of the human species, and I will spend the rest of my time walking this earth condemning that thought process, that ideology, and the people that propagate it. So that being said, as always, you guys, one more time, thank you for watching this video. If you agree with this message, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with somebody that this may resonate with. And most importantly, have yourself a wonderful, beautiful, blessed, fantastic day. See you guys later. Thank you very much. Catch you on the next one.